Okay, we're doing an emergency update today on XRP and what's being called the skinny bill. The entire future of crypto in the United States is at a breaking point, and what happens in the next few weeks is going to directly impact your portfolio. So let's get right into it. Urgent upload. We are at the breaking point. The big, comprehensive crypto bill, the one that was supposed to give us all the clarity we've been waiting for, it's pretty much dead. And what comes next is going to define crypto in the US for years to come. So, first up, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. The Clarity Act is dead. We need to talk about why it fell apart. So, why did it die? Well, it boils down to two things, really. Sheer, raw hate between the political parties and just old-fashioned greed from the big banks. That toxic combination of political infighting and intense bank lobbying absolutely killed it. And that deadlock has forced a huge pivot. And that pivot brings us to the only lifeline we have left for any kind of crypto regulation this year. It's what everyone is now calling the skinny bill. So what's the difference? It's massive. Think of it like this. The full Clarity Act, that was the entire amusement park. It had everything: rides, restaurants, rules for DeFi, stablecoin regulations, consumer protections, the whole shebang. The skinny bill? That's just the roller coaster. It's a stripped-down 15-page version that gives us the one big ride but takes away the rest of the park. No bathrooms, no food, nothing else. Okay, but here is the secret. This is the twist that almost everybody is missing in this whole debate. For XRP, it doesn't matter. XRP wins either way. Losing the rest of the park is a huge blow for the industry, for sure. But for some, that one roller coaster ride, that's the golden ticket. And here's why. The skinny bill guarantees one single thing: commodity status. And for XRP, that is everything. It moves jurisdiction over to the CFTC, away from the SEC. That effectively ends the lawsuits that have been dragging on forever. And, maybe most importantly, it clears the runway for a massive Ripple IPO. So the banks can try to protect their old world monopoly, but they just can't stop the utility. Now, before we get into why the supposed Project Crypto fallback plan is actually a trap, I have to be really direct here. A markup notice for this bill, that's the official text, it could drop any day now. If you are watching this without a subscription, you are missing the alerts. You're gonna be late. Click subscribe right now to stay on the timeline with us. You'll hear some people say, don't worry, the agencies can just make up their own rules. That is a trap. Why? Because whatever one administration does, the next one can just undo it. We're talking about trillions of dollars of institutional money sitting on the sidelines. They're not coming into this market based on flimsy agency rules. They need codified law, an actual act of Congress, something permanent. To really understand the stakes here, we have to talk about who was fighting so hard against this bill in the first place. And that, of course, is the big Wall Street banks. Just look at this number. The big banks have spent over $100 million in lobbying efforts. And what was their main goal? To kill the part of the original bill that would have let stablecoins offer you a competitive yield on your money. They wanted to protect their monopoly on deposits at all costs. Let's make this really personal, especially for all of you watching in the US. The banks spent a fortune, over $100 million, specifically to stop you from earning a decent yield, maybe 5% or more, on your digital dollars. This is a straight-up Wall Street versus Main Street fight, and it's over your money. The question is, are you going to let them win? So what's your take on all this? Is the skinny bill a necessary compromise we have to accept, or is it a complete surrender to the banks? I really want to know what you think. Head over to our community tab right after this is done and let me know in our latest post. Let's get a real conversation going. And if you want these updates the literal second they happen, you need to be in our Telegram channel. Seriously, scan the QR code right there on your screen or just use the link in the description. It's where we drop all the news first. All right, let's talk about the timeline, because the clock is ticking and we are staring down the barrel of a very hard deadline. This timeline lays it all out. Right now, we're in this legislative deadlock, but the White House has set a hard deadline, March 1st. A deal has to be done by then. After that date, it is the skinny bill, or it is nothing at all for the foreseeable future. And if we get nothing, the US falls behind China and Europe, maybe forever. The Ripple IPO, market clarity, it all hangs in the balance. So here we are. The big, beautiful cruise ship, the full Clarity Act, it sank. The skinny bill isn't the luxury voyage we all wanted, but it might be the only lifeboat we have to get to the shore of regulatory clarity. So the question for all of us is, are you getting on? Thanks for tuning into this emergency update from Crypto Global News. If you got value out of this, please hit that like button and share it so other people can stay informed. Now listen, the moment the final language of this bill drops, we are going live with an emergency broadcast to break down every single word. To make sure you do not miss that, subscribe and click the video right there on your screen for our last analysis. Stay ahead of this.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.